Alright, the title is actually not a joke. This is an actual project for my forensics class in senior year of high school, and we need to build a crime lab, and for that we need a city that needs a crime lab, so has a lot of crime. You know where we are, baby. Durham! So originally the assignment was to make a floor plan for a crime lab that would go in a city, but I made a floor plan for a different building in a different class, and I really hate floor planning, so instead I'm just going to build in Minecraft because free will is awesome. So first, we're going to need a city that could actually benefit from a crime lab, i.e. a city that actually has crime. And what better city than the scourge of North Carolina, Durham? Next, we need to find out where we should put the crime lab, and I personally think it should be centered near all the crime in the area, that way it's easy to access in the event of a crime. Here's a screenshot of a lot of the crime in Durham, so we know the general area of where a lot of this crime is happening, but where should we actually put the crime lab? Now you'll notice in the midst of all that crime, there's a little bit of text, and it says Durham Bulls Athletic Park. That's exactly where we're going to build our crime lab. Now, a problem we'll face is that there's not a lot of real estate in Durham, especially to build a big building like a crime lab, so I asked the teacher if I actually had to have vacant space to build the building, and they said, just assume that we could build it anywhere. So, we're gonna build it right in the middle of the field. Now, we don't want it to be too obvious, because the Durhamites would see it immediately and start climbing it like a bunch of ghouls. Maybe we need something that will blend in with the natural North Carolina atmosphere, like, I don't know, a Bojangles. Much better. It's worth noting that our only reference image for creating this Bojangles you see is from a Yelp review from 4 years ago from an Elite 25 Yelper named Adel M, who found 3 chicken feathers in his Bojangles chicken in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. So before you go grilling my building skills with this Bojangles, just remember who you're really grilling. The assignment also said to create a logo and explain why we made it, so reasonably I called up 3 of my friends and we created the best logo you've ever seen.
Uh-oh. How about an outdoor image of North Hills Mall?
Needless to say, it was going flawlessly, but we ran into a problem. The full image wouldn't really fit well with the whole Bojangles aesthetic, so instead we just took the part of the image where it says Fried Durham in flaming letters and made that the logo. Fried Durham, of course, stands for Forensics, Research, Interpreting Evidence, and Development. Durham. Now, if we look at my beautiful chart here, you'll see that a lot of the crime in Durham is actually victimless crime, you know, like theft and fraud. This just means that our units in our crime lab will have to deal more with victimless crimes than crimes with victims, so we won't need a ballistics department or anything like that. With that being said, our 4 departments are as follows: biology, chemistry, crime scene investigation, otherwise known as CSI, and finally, digital forensics. Our tour begins at second base, where you can see the outside of the building in its entirety before you walk inside, fulfilling the first of 4 building requirements, doors opening inwards. Inside, you'll find all the characteristics of a normal Bojangles: tables, chairs, ceiling fans, mouse traps, all the essentials. Moving further through the Bojangles, we'll find the men's restroom, the lizard's restroom, and the Winston room. Hello, Winston. We'll also find the Fried Durham room. This fulfills our second of our 4 building codes, hallways. Side note, you'll also have to make it past our front desk lady, Gertrude. What is that? What is that? If you want to see the rest of the lab, you'll have to get past her. What? What is that? What is that? Once you've defeated our wonderful front desk lady, you can proceed to the third of the 4 building requirements, the lobby. Moving further through the lobby, we can find the original logo. This is what we predict will happen if Fried Durham does not exist. You can pause the video and take a second to just try to figure out what's happening here. Good luck. The lobby splits into the left and the right wing. The left wing holds the biology unit and the CSI unit. The right wing holds the chemistry and digital forensics unit. We're going to go to the right wing first. Moving into the right wing, we'll find the digital forensics department, where we can see the computers, the monitors, you know, the kitchenette, all the essentials. There's an Ethernet switch that's missing power. Don't worry about that. There's various cables, right blockers, Faraday bags, Celebrite, wire sharks. All of these are basically just tools that are going to help the digital forensics department do their job effectively and securely. Moving across the hall, we'll find the chemistry unit. There's an AED, a bunch of whiteboards, pickle juice, some more refrigerators, Perioden System der Elemente. We've got the glass biosafety cabinet so that we can interact with chemicals safely, gas chromatograph, which will separate gases and tell us what is what, mass spectrometer, which does the same thing but for solids. We have centrifuges that does the same thing but for liquids. We also have these 8-channel micropipettes. I don't know, I've seen these look pretty cool and helpful, so I figured we'd include them. Is that a fish? We also have the PCR machine for analyzing and getting proper DNA samples, as well as another biosafety cabinet. We also have the compound microscopes. We have 4 of them in this unit, as well as a scale, calculator, notebooks, anything that you'll need in a science class, basically. In the back, we'll find the computer lab, where you could, I don't know, play Geometry Dash, record data, whatever you want to do, and also the chemical storage. fridges, freezers, the essentials. Moving over to the left wing, we will find the biology unit and the CSI unit. We're going to go to the biology unit first. We've got another AED. You'll find that the biology unit is kind of similar to the chemistry unit, and they really need a lot of the same tools, but they do different jobs. So you'll find a lot of the same stuff, but just know that they're not exactly doing the same thing. We've got the scale, the micropipettes, the gas chromatograph, computer lab storage, a lot of the same stuff, but they're doing different jobs, I promise. Please fund us. Down the hall on both sides, you'll find these cabinets for extra storage. There's a lot of things on the spreadsheet that are marked as multiple, but only show up once on the inside of these things, but just know that the extras are in these cabinets. We also have the restrooms, which is the fourth and final requirement in the building codes. I'll let you figure out which one is male or female. This is what they both look like on the inside. Moving lastly to my favorite unit, the CSI unit, we can find the computer for digital crime scene rendering, safety suits, cameras, crime scene kits, footprint and tire impression kits, latent print kits, flashlights, crime scene tape, and clipboards and notebooks and what have you. This is all just so that our officers can be safe when a call comes in and have the right tools to collect evidence. Whenever our officers receive a call that they need to go to a crime scene, they've got their safety suits, their cameras, all their equipment, extra stuff like crime scene tape over there, and they'll hop in the van, they'll open the garage door, and they'll get out there and do their job at the crime scenes. That basically concludes the tour, but there is one last thing I need to do for the assignment. The assignment asks which unit resonates with me the most, and I'm going to have to say CSI because it just seems kind of fun. I'm probably very biased by Dexter, but it does kind of seem cool. Now you may notice throughout the video I said we a little bit, and I'm not French, I'm actually just saying we because I was not the only one building this. This baseball field and the city buildings that I used throughout the video, they were made in a project that I'll put on screen right now. Credit to the guy who built it. This stuff is awesome and helped me a lot. This lobby was courtesy of my friend Solar, and he does great work. I highly recommend that you check out his stuff if you like what you saw. It may seem kind of academically dishonest to drag my friends into this, but remember that the floor planning and the building of the units was done ahead of time by me. All this decorative work was just to make it look prettier. The project is not graded on how pretty it looks, it's graded on its functionality. So as far as I'm concerned, dragging my friends in to make it look prettier should not affect my grade at all. If as you're grading this, you think that it's academically dishonest to bring my friends in for the decorative part, so be it. That's okay. I had a lot of fun doing this project, and I would do it again anyway. Thank you for watching, and I appreciate your time.